everybody's bored with my money.
All right, we're going to go live. Welcome, everybody, to Ladies Night Live. We got Shannon on board, and Terminator is having fun. She's going to come back and forth from being muted and not. But welcome. And then, Tambra, I just sent her email, so hopefully she'll be able to, come on soon. Yeah, so also I want to give a shout out to all the mothers that, happy late Mother's Day. Hopefully all the mothers in the house had a good Mother's Day. Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to let one of our other ladies, Tambra, know that I sent the email out. Oh, man. Oh, Tam, hold on.
I took you and my daughter out because both of you are mothers, and we didn't get home till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see. Yeah. So, our weekend, me, All American, and his youngest daughter, we went out Saturday night and didn't get back home until about almost 6 o'clock Sunday morning. But, we haven't done that in, you and I haven't done that, like, ever. So, it was nice. We all had a good time. How was your weekend, Shannon?
Very good. If anybody wants to go and check out my posts, I handed out flowers at a local nursing home. I've got like 3 pictures of some of the nurses that work there.
Go check it out.
Yeah, so everybody go check out her page and subscribe, like, and check out those pictures. She has also really cool channel. She reads the scriptures
Bible
and does even Bible trivia, which gets you thinking
on Sunday night. Yep, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I didn't do one this Sunday because it was Mother's Day, and I spent 95% of the time on the phone with my mom because she lives so far away from me, but still in the U.S. Out west.
I have to go to the graveyard to see mine, so count your blessings.
Yeah. I know, Terminator, are you able to come in for a second?
4-9.
Yes, I can.
Okay, how was your Mother's Day? I know you had a very busy weekend.
Yes, I did.
B7.
My daughter's, I went over to my one daughter's and they did a Mother's Day thing for me, and there was another lady that I've known for years, and we did ladies' tea.
G57.
That's cool.
And we did. They had me in a skirt and a blouse and a hat with flowers and butterflies. I'll show you pictures after when I come fully on.
B6.
Okay. Alrighty. Karen, how was your Mother's Day?
The boys did all the yard work. My husband cooked me steak.
There you go. That sounds good.
And my niece will be here probably before we go off the air to do my hair, so y'all might get treated to me getting my hair cut and dyed while we're on air.
Cool.
It's the Legion tomorrow, and it has to be done tonight.
Yeah.
That and the mulberry tree started dropping all the mulberries this morning, so I've already got 2 gallons in the freezer freezing. And
Dang.
that's going to be a daily thing for the next 2 weeks. Every morning I have to go out there and shake all the mulberries off the tree.
Man.
Wow.
They rot fast. You can't wait to process them. You got to process them same day.
Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. Hi, Goat. How are you doing?
Hi, Canberra. We missed ya.
I'm trying to get her the link. Hopefully it'll be to her soon.
There you go.
Well, here, I know in Florida, we just had a whole bunch of rain like all weekend.
The grass.
And a lot this morning. It finally quit probably about right before kids got out of school. So around, I don't know, 2:30, it finally quit today. So we're going to be good for rain for a while.
Well, that's good.
I can't even get out in the garden to plant beans and stuff yet.
Man.
It's just too wet. I've got everything, like my peppers, tomatoes, and everything are in 4-inch pots. And I'm just like, I guess I'm going to have to put them in 5-gallon buckets and just grow them because it's just too wet to get out there. And I don't want them to rot as soon as I put them in the ground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Huh.
Karen, what state are you in, hon?
North Georgia.
North Georgia?
I'm
Does
actually
my
like 15 minutes from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, cool. Because my husband and I are looking at like West Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina right now.
The North Georgia mountains are beautiful too.
I'll have to tell him that. It's like we're looking at all possibilities.
My little brother found a great deal on the other side of the state, but still North Georgia, still in the mountains. He's just 3 hours from me.
Oh,
And I
that's
actually
cool.
had to go up into North Carolina to get to him.
Oh, cool.
Of course, where I'm at, I'm in the very, very corner. I have to go into Tennessee to get to anywhere else in the state.
Oh, dang.
Man.
We were known as the independent state of Dade because in the 40s, after World War II, they found out that when Georgia seceded from the Union, Dade County seceded from the state of Georgia and became the independent state of Dade. Well, after the war, nobody bothered to file the paperwork to correct the situation, so we were actually not part of the U.S. until 1947.
Wow.
So that's our little claim to fame. But I got mountains out my back door, mountains out my front door. The weather is, well, it's kind of nice. It's actually better than West Virginia. It doesn't get quite as cold as West Virginia, and it don't get as hot as South Georgia.
Cool.
We are definitely in a green zone. Everything is green where I'm at.
Awesome.
Trees everywhere. So, and our standard of living is not as high. It's like the bigger
That's good.
cities and stuff. So yeah, we're actually doing pretty good here as far as economics.
Yeah.
Now that they got rid of so many illegal immigrants, the chicken houses and the carpet factories are hiring again.
Huh.
Cool.
So there are job opportunities depending on what your skill base is.
I like washing dishes, so.
We got a ton of fancy restaurants around here that'll pay you more than they pay the cashiers.
Good.
Wow.
Dishwashers
Yeah.
get $15 an hour to start.
Yeah, up here with one job I'm making like $15.50, and the other dishwashing job I'm making like $17.
Yeah, well, you can make
Okay.
15 down here, but you got to realize our groceries are not as expensive as yours by a long shot. Our land is not as expensive. Our taxes are not as high. So your money will stretch further.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, y'all
Yeah,
should take
so-
come on down, look around. Not
That's
just
what we
in my
plan
neck
on
of the woods.
doing.
I'm happy to show you around my neck of the woods. You might want to go to Tennessee or Virginia or North Carolina or something, but just to get an idea, come down, look around. There's so much stuff to do around here.
And that's in
It's the northwest corner of Georgia. We're 11 miles from Alabama and 8 miles from Tennessee.
oh, that's
There's
cool.
a spot on the mountain you can go dance a jig and cross 2 state lines every time you do the circle.
Oh, that's neat. Because I know we.
Your sound isn't on.
Oh yeah, her sound is non. Your sound is non, hon. She's like,
Sorry, as y'all were talking, I was actually reading a comment that Goat put to All American.
Oh,
ah.
That's why. All right. Let me know if you get cold.
Good.
I'm freezing. All right. Let me. Oh, I need my book open. I am not prepared, ladies.
You just got home.
Yeah. Okay, where's my pen?
tell Goat he's right, but North Georgia, not South Georgia. I need to deal with sand and swamps.
Okay. All right. Okay, where was I? Number 12. Let me look and see what we got. We're going to start on our...
Karen, I went to a nursing home on Sunday with flowers for the ladies, and I put it on my social media, on my posts.
That's awesome. I'm trying to get my niece to go up there to the nursing home where all the vets are and give them free haircuts and stuff because they love attention and they don't
Oh,
ever
yes.
get it.
Yeah. And for
And there's
Father's
just
Day,
something
I'm going
about
to take like
an old
butterscotch.
Yeah, there's just something about an old military man getting that fresh haircut that just makes him feel so much better.
Oh, yeah.
I know when my father-in-law, when he got his haircut, because, of course, it would be like almost a year till he gets another haircut. And when he got a haircut, oh, my goodness, I would always be like, oh, wow, you look so good. And because also he would get his beard trimmed, and it looked so much better afterwards. I always was like, I like your haircut. It looks so
He comes
good.
down once every 3 to 4 months and trims Grandpa's beard, cuts his hair for him.
Yeah. It does make him feel better. I mean, I even like it when I get my hair trimmed up. It just feels better.
That's what she's coming. She's going to give me a cut and a color.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, we're going to be playing WROL.
I told her to make me look like this, y'all. Like the picture on the box.
Oh man, my boss, she actually had an older lady come in with the dog and say, oh, can you make my dog look like this? And showed a picture of a puppy, and it's an old dog.
No.
And then she's like, and She's like, well, I know it's probably asking a lot. And yeah, it is. Like, yeah, like making me look like my 18-year-old self at prom.
You do.
Yeah.
There ain't enough spackle in the world, honey. Sorry to tell you this.
I wish it worked that way.
I
The
know.
Fountain of Youth does not exist in our area, our sphere.
Yeah. And then also how, like, giving these dogs a certain haircut. And it's like, oh, wow, you lost weight. And it'd be like, yeah, it would be nice if we cut our hair and lost weight.
Yeah, mine got short hair. We don't have to cut their hair. I don't have to take them to a groomer. I mean, it'd be nice if they would sit still and let me vacuum when they shed.
Yeah.
I had a dog in the past. We've had two, a German Shepherd and a Springer Spaniel that were trained to sit and let you vacuum them.
That's cool.
They were show dogs. They were show dogs, and they had been trained to tolerate. Mine attacks the vacuum cleaner, and Jack is bigger than the vacuum cleaner. So get off the couch! I didn't clean that for you. Get him off my couch.
Yeah, I've actually.
The whole thing.
Yeah. I've actually shaved a dog like Jack's.
Well, if they got an injury or a skin condition or something like that, I can understand it. But if it's just for heat and stuff like that, why? Their
They
hair
do
is
it-
less than an inch long.
Yeah, a lot of. I actually last week or the week before I shaved a lab, and it's because of their shedding. It sheds shorter hair than this hair. It's this hair then.
Yeah, and the
Now,
undercoat
for
is
everyone
light
who
cotton
has
and
one
fuzzy
tonight,
and
please stick
goes
around. Your
with the
phones will
hair.
be calling
That's
you
why
as
you
soon
see
as
only dog like that.
the show is
They
over. We've got
brush
quite a few
him
people to call, so please be patient.
outside at least once a week, and I mean brush him. You got to brush him for 15, 20 minutes with a
No.
shedding brush.
Anyways, thank you very much. That was fun.
You got to
Now I'm
sweep
going
every
to do my
day.
play my game.
Thanks very
And,
much for.
Yeah.
You gotta sweep every day. Like I said, I brush mine outside on the porch, and it looks like snow across the yard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because Jack he's got that platinum lab hair, but he's got that husky undercoat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I hit a button.
I kind of figured you just accidentally hit a button.
Talking to my friend.
Get me back.
Yep.
All
Now
right,
I'll
y'all
go
ready?
It's nice that my son just lives about 300 feet from me.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, we had I had frost, real heavy frost over the weekend, and lost all my peppers.
Oh no.
And they were in my greenhouse. I thought they'd be protected enough in my greenhouse, but it was just too cold. Our roofs were pure white. That's how much frost we got.
Jack,
Wow.
Yeah, so I got to start my pepper.
And
oh, geez.
it's dinner time, and he don't want the little ones near his bowl.
Okay.
Unfortunately, all
What did
the
I do
bowls are on
now?
the tabletop right now.
I hear you guys, but I don't see you.
I know your screen kind of like froze for a second.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to re-enter back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, oh no, wait a minute. I got both
hold
going.
on.
I'm going to go out and go in. It's echoing on my end.
Oh.
Live stream. No, I don't want to create a live stream.
Did you minimize your picture
I might have. I don't know.
on your phone? Take your finger at the top and pull down and see if you minimize this up there in a little box.
Oh, here it is. Tap to return. There we go.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Yep. And you know what?
What?
I had to go Google it because I didn't know how to do it, but I had to clean my cache. Clean my.
Oh, geez.
Said my memory was full, so I completely cleaned
You have to
my
clear
phone
your
out.
cache. Yes, it's called clear the cache. You have to do it with your
Yeah,
laptops
and-
and phones every now and then. So when you're online a lot,
Yeah.
it gets pulled up with just junk, and you just got to clear it out of there.
That's what I
it
did.
slows your phone down.
I went into my apps and I hit every one of them and went into their storage and I cleared every cache out of every one of them. I didn't care
You
what
know,
it was. Now I
you
got
can turn off a lot of apps. Like, okay, my phone, I've got Google and Microsoft and all that shit turned off.
oh, okay.
When I
Yeah,
go,
most of
when I
mine
use
are
the
in deep
internet on my
sleep.
phone, I use my Samsung internet or I use Chrome.
Yeah, I got
And that's
Chrome on.
it. All the other ones, I just shut them down, turned them off. I didn't. You can't delete them. When you get a new phone, the first thing you do is go into your apps and turn off everything that is unnecessary. Turn off your locations and
Turn my
don't
kitchen
ever
light
use
on. Oh
Wi-Fi out
God,
of
you
your
can
phone
see
or
me.
anything.
Scary. I'm not in the dark. Got to shut my crock pot off. Boiling. It's making me hungry. Go sit in my corner like I'm a good girl. Oh, there we go. I got down to 2 numbers. It started out at 52 numbers, you win 4,500. Then it goes to 54 numbers, you win 1,500. And then anything after 54 numbers is $500. I got down to 2.
My oldest daughter won
But
$1,000.
it is what it is. I don't usually play. I used to play bingo a lot, and I don't anymore. My money goes into my livestock, my garden, and my house. But they bought it for me for Mother's Day, so I went over.
I got a
You
weakness
ready
for
to play?
gambling, but my husband's not allowed to be around me because he sucks. He's like the kiss of death. Like when we were younger, I was playing poker and I won a bunch of money off his boss, and I turned around and paid him the rent with his own damn money. And when I got up to the table, they were raising hell, and I was like, "Well, here, I'll keep this much, $50 more than I started with. And I'll leave the rest on the table. Nick, take my spot." And they looked at me and said, "You can't do that." I said, "Trust me, he's a bad gambler." They had their money back in like 5 minutes. But I had paid my
Hey,
rent, and I was
you
still $50 up. So, you know.
you want to see what I got for? You want to see one of the gifts I got for Mother's Day? It's
Yeah.
got remote control and everything. It's a big, huge tripod. It's over 5 feet. It goes up to 5 feet high. Great big one. It's got
Cool.
Wow.
Bluetooth. It's got remote control for a camera, for everything. Beautiful. We used it at my Mother's Day get together with my daughters.
Mm-hmm.
If I was on my old phone, I could show you all the pictures. I should have sent them to you, emailed them to you earlier of me in a skirt. I do not wear a dress or a skirt. I hate them. Well, my daughter goes and buys me for a Mother's Day gift a white, which I hate white. She buys me a
Yeah.
white skirt, which was nice and comfortable, and this nice because the theme was purple. So, and it was white with purple flower blouse to wear. And then my younger daughter, where we were at her house, they got the old fashioned looking hats like you would see at the Kentucky Derby, all the women. And my granddaughter decorated
Mm-hmm.
them with bows and flowers and butterflies and all that and glued it to the hat. And we all had to pick a hat and wear a hat through the whole thing at our tea party. And actually, they use really old antique teacups from all from England. And we all pick a teacup and we all get to choose a
Yeah.
different type of herbal tea or regular tea or, and then we sit and chit chat about anything. And then after that, and my daughter went nuts baking. Both of them are excellent bakers, and they had every type of little tiny finger desserts you could think of. Which I don't eat a lot of sweets, but I did then. I was bad. Then she gave me 2 big containers to bring back for her dad to have some treats.
Come here, little piggy.
And then we
Yeah.
played games. We played games, did photo shoots, and yeah.
Say
Then
hi,
sat
Piggy.
and
Say,
the
I'm
rest of
such
the
a
night
piggy.
sat
I
around the
taste
bar
my
and
That
drank
sounds
food.
and
fun.
sang the music.
Aw, cute little
What's that?
puppy.
That sounds fun.
She's an old doggy. Say, this is little pig,
You
little
can tell
pig.
she's an old dog.
She's little piggy. Little piggy pig.
Uh,
No, I'm not putting you down until they finish eating. You eating all their food.
hence her name. That's funny.
Yep. Hence her name and the constant grunting. When she's going along the floor sniffing, she sounds like a pig rooting.
Hasn't she got Chihuahua in her?
Yeah, she's Chihuahua.
Open up. I'm trying to
She's the
figure.
biggest
Can't
Chihuahua
remember
you've
how
ever
it
seen
opened
in
up.
your life. She must weigh 12 pounds. She's
Man.
fat. She built like a brick house, didn't she? She's fat. She's a fat little girl.
There we go.
You ready to get down now? Baby's almost finished. She's almost finished.
Alrighty. So
Jack, don't you stand over top of
apparently
her like that.
I sent the email wrong. But of course it's lagging. Stupid computer. I was wondering why you didn't have your stand all ready to go.
Because I was down at, I had to go to my son's for 6:45. And I was down at the barn putting the animals away for the night, so the coons didn't get them. So there. Now I'm all set. Let's see if it'll stand. Make sure everything's tight. Oh no, don't fall over, you old bag. Tighten that up. Fix this. Oh, I can swivel it and everything. Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah. You
I
uptown
just keep.
fancy with that.
Oh, I unscrewed it right off. I better screw you guys back on.
Oh,
Little dizzy. Oh, she left again.
oh wow.
She unplugged it.
Accidentally
She hit her
press
button
the-
trying to play with it.
Yes.
Probably.
That's funny.
That's what happens with my ring light too. I have to put it back on every so often because it wobbles
Yeah.
on my little tripod. It's like it goes back behind this chair.
Mm-hmm.
So like tomorrow, after I'm done with my counseling appointment, I'll come back, sit in the chair, do my Bible reading, upload it, and then probably later in the afternoon, my husband, myself, and his mom will go to the Olive Garden for her dinner with us.
Okay. I like getting the extra little thing of Alfredo sauce to dip your breadstick in.
I just like the marinara sauce.
Yeah.
Now,
And the
see,
extra
I'm a purist.
breadsticks.
Don't drown my food.
And what?
Don't drown your food in sauces and gravy and goo.
Yeah.
I don't like to.
Yeah,
drown
my
food.
future
I'm one of those
daughter-in-law was
people
going to
that
come
dips
on.
their fork in the dressing and then picks up the lettuce and stuff. I
Yeah.
like the flavor. I don't like the whole bunch of it.
Terminator, did you see what Goat put down?
No,
Bring it up.
this is
Here, I'll
He's
bring
like-
it up.
Putting those damn grapes and getting
Up, she's bringing her husband. She says she's on there. We're on our way.
Yep,
My niece
that's
is moving
true.
back to
That's
the
true.
property, and she's 23, 24. She's like, we're going to get a camper. Can we put it on the property? I was like, yeah. She said, well, how do we hook up into the water and stuff? I was like, you have to dig holes and run pipes and hook into the water yourself. I
Yeah.
said, I can put you close to it, because she was going to go, oh, I want to go up here on the hill. It was like, okay, it's 300 feet to the septic tank. You might want to go down here where it's only 20 feet to the septic tank, because it costs to run all that line. And then she's like, is solar, how expensive is solar? We want to get solar. We're going to get this. We're going to get that. And then I think they went to look to get a loan to buy a camper, a brand new one. And
Mhm.
found out they got no credit. She's not working. Now, he's got a good job. He makes good money, but they just can't make it in that expensive apartment they're in.
Yeah.
And they don't want to just rent a trailer somewhere. And I
Yeah.
told him, yeah, you can put your camper and everything on the property. If you can find a house, a tiny house, you can put it on the property. It's a family trust. The family can move it, but we ain't paying for it. You have to pay for it yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do the work yourself. We got no
Yep.
problem helping, but we're not doing it for you.
Yeah.
And life is hitting them hard right now.
Aw.
Life and the economy is hitting them hard right now because they're that got everything handed to them generation, and they're finally realizing that it ain't being handed to them no more. They got to start doing it themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All right, ladies, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Let her
Bank
rip.
run. All right.
Again,
On.
you do that every Monday. You start with the bank run.
Yeah, I do.
That's okay. I know you do it so we can get it out of the way.
Yes.
That's
All
because
right. On.
bank is the first letter in the alphabet, so she does it alphabetically. Bank run comes first because there is no anarchy.
Okay.
There's no A card.
No.
No.
I actually was looking like, is it alphabetical? But no, not all of them. All right. On February 28th, 2031, in the uneasy environment of Indiana, a bank run has forced your elderly neighbor to sell their home in order to cover their living expenses. They have no family to turn to and face the prospect of homelessness. You have the means to help them financially, but doing so would significantly impact your own retirement plans. Do you offer financial support, sacrificing your future comfort, or do you prioritize your own well-being, knowing that your neighbor faces uncertain future? Shannon, what do you think?
I would help my neighbor
Yeah.
because it's like nobody should be homeless, regardless of the stupidity of the human race.
Yeah.
Nobody should be going homeless.
Yeah.
And I would help.
Karen, what about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It will depend on whether or not I had room to move them into my house.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm already dealing with the elderly who can't manage money, having to put the property. The reason we put the property in a trust is so that not one if you go to a nursing home, anything, they want you to sign your property over. Well, when you have a family homestead, what about the next generation that's already living there? They have to leave. That's
right.
the reason we put it into a family trust, so that they can't take it from any one person, and not any one person can sell it. Now, I've got a lot of elderly neighbors, and some shit's happening right now, ladies. You see it. I know you see it. Being pulled out of the nursing home and left on the curb on the side of the road. My best friend died in her car on the side of the road because her daughter went and got her from the nursing home and then abandoned her when she was so sick and she couldn't do for herself. And they found her dead 3 days later. She was already dying, but Samantha was trying to get everything she could before her mama died.
Oh.
And her mama had already signed over everything to somebody else that was taking care of her. So she abandoned her to die on the side of the road. And I'm seeing it all the time. Little old ladies getting out there, rooming together, getting lost, being taken advantage of. So if I had room in my house, I would shelter them and feed them. I would put them in touch with churches and facilities that might be able to help them into a senior home or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would try to get them help as best I could, but I can't guarantee that I would be the one providing said help.
Yeah.
Because I just can't do it. I don't have any money. I literally don't have a penny to my name, me personally. Everything is paid for. I work my ass off to make myself contribute to the house. I do the gardening. I do the grocery shopping. I pay the bills. I manage the money. But I don't contribute money. I contribute skill and know-how.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been sick, we've been hurt bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just the way it is. You may not be able to help.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll remember during the Great Depression, how many people were just put out on the street? If you look at Ukraine and the wars now, people pushing their kids in shopping carts and stuff, just trying to. During the Great Depression, everybody, all the men were traveling, constantly traveling, because they were out looking for work.
Yeah.
And when the families got put out, they weren't there. And then the babies were put into shopping carts, and the mamas started walking looking for work. And women took in washing, and they made canned products to trade. They would do gardening and be maids, basically. Anywhere they could get, they would wash dishes in a restaurant so they could get scraps.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that's exactly the way we're heading for now. That's where we're
I know
heading.
my mom used to talk about the Great Depression. When she was 9 years old, she had to quit school. She was the oldest because her dad took ill and he couldn't work, and her mom had to stay home to help their dad to take care of him. And she went and was ironing shirts in a factory at
Yep.
9 years old, just to make extra money to help buy like bread, whatever it is they needed, flour
One of
to
my
make bread,
grandmas
whatever.
was a farm wife, and the other of my grandmas was a Rosie the Riveter. She didn't actually, weld and stuff like that, but she worked in the industry in a man's job at a factory.
Yeah.
So she was that generation. My grandparents, again, were farmers during the Great Depression. My grandmother, on my mom's side, they actually, when she was 9 or 10 years old, had to pack up and move from St. Louis, Missouri to Charleston, South Carolina with family to work a farm because they had nothing. They had no way to eat. They had to work just to feed the kids.
Yeah.
My other grandparents were tobacco farmers. They fared pretty well because they were tobacco farmers back when, smoking was king. So they had money.
Yeah.
At least enough to scrape through during austerity measures and stuff. They still made their own. They didn't believe in the grocery stores. They did not believe in the government. They did not believe help was coming because they done lived through that shit, and they raised me. So if you want to know why I am the way I am, it's my upbringing. I was brought up not to trust the government, not to trust grocery stores, to be able to go out and get what you needed if times were hard. I was taught that grocery stores were a convenience, not a necessity.
Yeah.
And we have so many people here that weren't taught that.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy, you're gonna be on camera while you're cutting my hair. It's only 4 ladies. Well, 3 ladies and me.
Yeah. So I know.
World without rule of law.
All American here. Ever since he's been out sick, we've been a little down on things, struggling a little bit.
You can have it if you want it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember where.
Terminator. So what do you think about that situation? Would you help your elderly neighbor?
I have.
Huh?
Not financially. Financially, I wouldn't be able to. But my elderly neighbor, they finally sold their place and they had to move because they couldn't. It wasn't that they were losing it. It was paid for and everything. It's just that they couldn't live there anymore. They were getting too sick.
Yeah.
And they couldn't stay there, so they sold it.
We've got
But while they were living there, I would grow plants, and I would grow like zucchinis, whatever, and then I'd bring them there, and I'd help her take care of them because he couldn't go out and take care of them. Either could her husband. Damn
Yeah.
ant. Had an ant crawling on me. Anyways, and so I used to start extra plants and take them down in pots and set them all out. And then she could walk out and she could pick the odd little zucchini when it was growing or whatever, tomatoes or whatever. But she couldn't be out long out in the sun or anything. And he was just, he'd go out there and he'd start drowning everything. He didn't, up here, he didn't really know.
Another one?
Yeah.
But yeah, I helped him. If it came down to it, I worked in a nursing home as a cook for almost 4 years, and I seen what's went on in the nursing home.
Yeah.
And if to this day, if I had my mother alive, when I lost her when I was 19, if I had my mother today, I would never ever put my mother in a nursing home. I would take care of her until she died here.
On All American
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we play World Without Rule of Law.
I know I can't help anybody financially because I
Yeah.
struggle myself, but if I could help them in any other way, I would.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next scenario is emergency preparedness basics. All right. Have you practiced your emergency plan with your family or household members to ensure everyone understands their role and knows what to do? Shannon?
Yes, we have.
Whoops.
Not
Yeah.
since they were little. They're grown adults now. I figure they know the drill by now.
Yeah.
They all come up here and go, "What do we do, Mama?"
Exactly.
And then I bark orders like a drill sergeant. Grab this bag, grab that box, fill your truck with all the food. You know. Grab my dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Terminator?
Read the question to me again, please. Somebody
Yeah.
was talking to me.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, and
Have you practiced your emergency plan with your family or household members to ensure everyone understands their role and knows what to do?
Well, it's just me and my husband, and he can't get around very well. So he's been sick lately. So I have, just like what I did when we had our house fire. I heard the alarms. I got up. My grandson was staying in the spare room. I woke my husband up. I woke my grandson up, and they both kept sleeping. So I ran back out, ripped the blankets off my grandson, ripped the blankets off my husband, and then they realized it was a house fire. And I got them to the window, and I got them jumping out the window into the snow. And I ran back in. My son dove through a window, a double pane window. He thought we were all unconscious. He was going to drag us out. I grabbed him, and I told him the smoke was coming in, and I said, get down under the smoke. And I said, go, they're already going out the window, and I'm right behind you. And I grabbed what I needed, but I didn't grab my phone or my purse. There was just some other important papers that I had to have with me. And I just that's the first thing that came to my mind. I knew where it was, grabbed it, and out the window I went. Didn't have time for anything. You know what? And you know what the worst of it was?
What?
Was when I was waking up my grandson and my husband, because we had our little dogs. I had just put them outside, out in the garage, because would go out there at night, do their business and whatever. And they went and slept on their little beds out there. So I figured it's nice and cool out there. It was too hot in the house. They would love that. And you know what? I couldn't save them. I went to touch because the fire started there, and I went to grab that door handle, and I heard the raging, and I felt the heat off the handle. I was told if I would have opened that door, it would have blew me right through the wall at the other end of the house because of the combustion.
Yeah.
So we ended up losing the 3 little dogs in the fire. But yes, you know, when it's that last minute, you just, whatever you've got on, that's what you go out, bare feet and all, and that's what you go out the window, the door, whatever. So
Yeah.
and yeah, so you got to mentally, you have to technically really prepare mentally.
guys,
More than anything, prepare
my
mentally.
niece Elizabeth. She will be doing my hair and entertaining y'all tonight.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Wouldn't you agree that when you're preparing for an emergency or anything, or an emergency exit or anything, you prepare really hard mentally? So then when you hit into that mode, then you know step by step what to do, but it's mentally preparing because it could just bang like that happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why you train and drill when they're little. So by the time they're grown
Yeah.
up, they know the drill. They know how to react.
Yep.
It's the reason we did
Yep.
drills in school when we were little, when we dove under the desk during an earthquake. Why are you going under a desk during an earthquake? So shit don't fall on your head when it shakes loose.
Yeah.
That's right.
And fire drills at school all the time.
Yeah, one of
Yep.
the girls that I worked with up on the thruway, her youngest son died in a fire because he hid because he thought he had started the fire, but it wasn't him. Yeah, and he was like maybe 4 years old,
He said, "Let me go with you."
and it sucks. And I tried to comfort her, and she's like, "There is no God. Why would God take a little boy?" And it's like,
All he's
you've got to
in
find it in your heart,
video games or something.
Yeah.
Going there,
because God didn't take him
That's a fake.
going out to smoke. I don't allow smoking in the
just
house.
so you could suffer. He took him for a purpose.
No cigarette
Yeah.
smoking in the house.
And she now has another, I think another little boy or another girl. I don't know because I
There's one
really
thing
haven't seen her since.
in the house,
Yeah.
out the house.
But it's sad that she didn't want God because she had questioned God about that.
I don't care. Do you need a table? There's a little table right here.
All right. And so now we got another one. Natural and man-made disasters. On April 12, 2029, a massive tsunami sweeps the Hawaiian coastline. As a local hotel manager, you have a limited number of rescue boats available. You must decide whether to prioritize hotel guests or your staff, many of whom are locals with families in the area. Who do you choose to evacuate first? Guests who trust your establishment or staff who have been loyal to your business?
Women and children first, regardless.
You have to take care of the guests first. You would hope that the staff knows how to take care of themselves after all that time.
Yeah.
And in a natural disaster, let's face it, everybody's going to be together anyway. If it's women and children first, well, yeah, duh, that's just biological to keep the species going.
Yeah.
You're going to have older people who say, no, take the young ones first. You're going to have staff that's out of their minds trying to get home to their own kids, and staff that's pretty calm and collected who's trying to help because they ain't got nobody to go home to.
Yeah. All American.
Yep.
He was just like any women and children first, no matter if they're guests or not.
Yeah. Yeah, women and children first.
Yep.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
Yeah,
always.
that actually reminds me of.
But I will make the exception that older women whose children are grown, who have military training, who are capable, they may want to hang back and let the younger ones go.
Yeah.
And even the younger men. Because I'm sorry, that geeky little nerd is never going to get his way out of there.
No. No.
So you might have to step back and say, go ahead, sweetie, you're smart. Maybe you can figure something out. You go first. You're worth more alive than I am.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody answered that one?
Yep.
Yep.
I thought so.
We all agree.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Oops. Oh, whoops, I forgot to circle this one. Yeah, because I'm proofreading it, and yeah, the one that we just did last week about the children's soldiers.
That'll work. I was about to say, Grandma still has my light downstairs. So I got to go get it.
All right.
When the power went out the other night, they were in the dark. So I took them headlights and took them my big lantern that lights up the entire room.
I like this one. Well, this one's actually in Florida. So, New American Civil War. In the aftermath of a major battle in Orlando, Florida, on September 20th, 2027, you are given the responsibility of deciding the fate of captured enemy combatants. You must choose between offering them a chance for rehabilitation or treating them harshly as a deterrent to others. If you choose to be merciful, this will diminish your supplies and manpower available to your own group. How would you approach this difficult decision, and what principles would you inform your choice?
That's in Florida. I'd feed them to the gators and use the gators for a resource.
I don't know.
He said, I'm sorry, but zero tolerance in emergency situations. Zero tolerance. You
Yeah.
cannot put up with anybody trying to steal from you, trying to hurt from you. Just because you feel sorry for them doesn't negate what they did. Feed them to the gators and then eat the gators.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's Florida here, so I mean, we got plenty of gators here, so.
Okay, all right. Where I'm at, pigs,
Yeah.
land gators.
Gators, they need
Even chickens will tear up a body pretty damn quick. They're just little dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I'd feed him to my pigs.
There you go.
Feed him to my pig.
And then you got coyotes and wolves. And if the meat gets
Yep.
too rank, buzzards.
Yeah, tons of buzzards.
And we got them over here all the time. Just take the stuff down to the dump. They will be. There's so many buzzards down there. They won't be able to tell if there's fresh meat in there or not.
Yeah, there's actually all along the side of the road, roadkill. The possum, squirrel.
Yeah, just dump them in an open field and walk away.
Yeah, or even hogs on the side of the road. Buzzards will get after 2 days.
Go on now. Go on. Oh, yuck.
Yeah. Shannon, what about you?
Well, since we've got our local dump, that's like,
Oh, right,
hey,
that-
you never know if there's any bodies in there.
Yeah.
Or you could do like, you want to try to scare the people, bury them up to their neck, and then release not deadly creatures and scare the living crap out of them.
Yeah.
Ladies, I will be right back. I can hear you though. I can
Okay.
hear you.
Alrighty then. Whoops. Flip the page. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see here. Alright. Now we got World War III. In 2035, as World War III intensifies, you are a pilot responsible for carrying out bombing missions on enemy targets. On one such mission, you receive orders to strike a military installation located near a densely populated civilian area. The attack has high likelihood of causing collateral damage, including the loss of innocent lives. How would you approach the situation, and what would you follow your orders despite the potential harm to civilians? Or would you disregard the orders and risk being court-martialed and imprisoned? Karen?
I heard imprisoned. I'm not in favor of going to jail.
Yep. Yeah, so mostly...
Give it back to me real quick.
Okay, it's a big one. So you're a pilot. You're supposed to bomb enemy targets. One mission there, you're supposed to bomb this one spot, but it's really close to a populated civilian area. The likelihood is you're going to have collateral damage, loss of innocent lives. Do you bomb the area or not?
You don't have any choice. You took the
Yep.
mission. You're in the air, and that's always a hazard. I mean, if you're a soldier, that is always a hazard in any war. It happens. Vietnam, World War I, World War II,
No,
Ukraine.
I ate them today at lunch.
What else was it?
Yeah.
Fudge buckets. I can't think right now. But yeah, it's civilian casualties are taken out in war. There are no innocents in war. Or there may
No.
be innocents in war, but it doesn't discriminate. Dead is dead.
Yeah, I've
And if
always
you are
heard
a
war does not.
soldier, if you are a soldier, you've already decided what you're going to do. Because the
Yeah.
times to make the time to make the decision not to kill innocents happens before you ever take off.
Yeah.
If you are in the air, you are going to drop the bomb. It's hard hearing that stuff. Isn't it?
You
mean-
should be eating it.
Sorry, I was reading a comment.
No, she was reading a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're in, I guess, Karen, when you're in the army and that you take an oath, you're in there for a reason and you've got to follow orders, just like watching the old Western movies, right? The old
Yep.
army back then, same thing.
Just think John Wayne.
But you know what I don't understand, Karen? Everybody's so strong like that when they're in the army, take that oath or whatever. But our damn government, they take all these oaths and everything and they don't give a shit and they just do what they want.
Because they're not. It's like the American Medical Association. Do you know who runs the American Medical Association at the top and has been since its inception in 1908? Not a doctor. They're called
banker?
doctors. They are not medical doctors. They are businessmen.
Yeah.
Same thing with, this is what our government has become also. You have families whose only purpose in life, the Kennedys, is to hold public office. That is their job. That is what they are taught to do. What else are they taught to do? Increase the finances of the family. And when you're in a position of power and you are tempted, I don't care who you are, after a year, maybe two, you break. And then once you've broken and you started accepting money, you want more, you want more, you want more. Which is why they say money corrupts and absolute, or power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
Guarantee you, Trump, trust me, he's being corrupted.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
He's already making wheels and deals for money on his side, just like the other guys made money for their side. They're not actually making money for you.
No, they take money from you.
And they're going to tell you, life is going to be hard for the next few years. It's going to take a while to reverse what Biden did. And then everything he wants to do, the Democrats don't want to let him do it. And at the same time, everything he does, it's going to hurt us in the short run, but be good for us in the long run. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of people in the world that can run the long run, that will make it for the long run.
All right. Next. Did everybody answer that one?
I didn't.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Shannon.
Well, in the 10 Commandments, there's one commandment: thou shalt not kill. I would have to be court-martialed because I would refuse.
And yet,
Because it's God's law, and I'm not killing nobody.
War. There are more wars fought over religion than there have ever been over the economy.
I know. And
So,
I'm not
I'm
getting
sorry.
involved because God does not.
You can't claim pacifist for religion when you know damn well you're going to fight for your religion. You can do it for yourself. You can say, I would do this, But you can't say that Christians would do that because no, ma'am, they will not.
And
I know.
Good people aren't all Christians either. Good people are good people for a reason.
Yep.
yeah,
And they come in all religions.
before it got translated again, thou shalt not murder. Because then there's a difference
You're
between
allowed to defend
murdering
yourself.
and killing.
You're allowed to defend yourself. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You are allowed to defend yourself, and as an extension of yourself, your immediate family.
And
Yeah.
the thing is with the 10 Commandments, I shall not kill. That the way I look at it is that it's not that you're going out and deliberately killing.
Yeah.
If it's part of what
not murder,
you know,
not murder, just more defense.
not murder. That's your job. That's what your job is, to go out and shoot. And if people die from it, it's not your fault. That's what you've been commanded to do. But for somebody to walk out and just go and say, shoot somebody, like these mass shootings at schools and stuff, that is where the 10 Commandment comes in. You shall not, you know.
And do you know where that falls by the wayside at? With money.
What's that?
Oh,
Chicken houses that hire and put to work vegetarians and Hindus and stuff, and they do pay them $1 an hour extra if they work in the kill plant for the stain on their soul. You would be amazed at how many people apply specifically for the kill plant for that extra $1 an hour.
Yeah.
Because they're recompensing.
I can't send. I'm trying to send. I'm trying to email. I'm trying to email Canberra, but my phone's saying I've just cleared my whole cache and everything, and it still won't let me send emails or anything. Fucking phone.
Oh,
that's my old phone. Yeah, it's saying my storage is still full.
Oh,
what's that?
I said, or you clear something. Did you move it to trash or did you clear it? Did you dump it completely or did you just move it to trash?
Yeah, I completely cleared it to zero.
You may have dumped an important system that makes all that shit work.
It's my old phone. I don't care.
Turn it off and turn it back on and let it reset.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then.
Not right now, though.
All right, we're going to go on to the next one. Religion. On May 23rd, 2028, in the desolate remains of Miami, Florida, a peaceful religious community has found refuge on an island. When a group of armed raiders threatens to attack, the community's leader insists on praying for divine intervention instead of fighting back. You have the skills to organize a defense, but doing so would defy the leader's wishes. Do you take matters into your own hands to protect the community, or respect the leader's faith and hope for a miracle? I say
I'd take it into my own hands. I would take it into my own hands to help save the community.
Yeah, because you got to save the community.
He's just in there for his gain. He's in there for his gain only.
Yeah, I didn't take an oath to protect my government. I took an oath to protect the citizens of my community.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Shannon?
Yeah, I would go against the leader and protect the people more than the leader, because the only person I follow right now is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He is the only way to heaven.
Mm-hmm. And he was not a soldier, but he did chase the moneylenders out of the temple.
Yep. And he also had a tax collector as an apostle.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Well, Trump's got Musk, so you know.
Yeah.
Let me find the right one.
You're looking cute, Karen.
Yeah. I'll be starting tomorrow at the meeting, though, right?
Yeah.
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 All right.
No.
Pandemic. What?
Little Miss Prepper is in Florida.
Oh.
Shannon is in New York State. Terminator is in Canada. And Tambra, she's traveling right now. I think she's in
No,
Kansas.
she's back home. She's
No,
in Texas.
she's home.
Texas.
Yeah, I sent I was trying to send her the email. I ended up sending it to the wrong thing. I forgot a word in it.
You want the I can give you the
I got it now.
I have the email.
Okay.
Do ya?
Yeah, she sent the rest half of it, and I was trying to do it, but my computer was super slow and it wouldn't want to communicate with me very well.
Yeah, Karen, I'm in the Finger Lakes of New York.
Okay.
I really need to look that up because when you say
Yeah, I
it,
don't know where the Finger Lakes are. I mean, I know where the Great Lakes are.
yeah,
Yeah, we're just below the Great Lakes.
Oh, okay then. That helps. All right.
You
Yeah,
must be like near Lake Erie.
Canal. Yeah.
Lake Erie.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're low. We're below that.
Erie and Huron.
We're near Lake Ontario, basically.
Lake Ontario. Okay.
Yeah, we're underneath Lake Ontario.
All right.
Okay, go for it.
Pandemic.
Oh man, you're getting it all over my forehead. I'm getting it. I feel it.
On August 7th, 2027, a pandemic has created a situation where the government has resorted to forced vaccination in the attempt to control the spread of the virus. Your best friend who has a severe allergy to an ingredient in the vaccine seeks your help to hiding from the authorities. If caught, both of you could face severe punishment. Do you risk your own safety and the safety of your family to help your friend avoid a potential fatal vaccination? Or do you
That's me. I'm that friend.
refuse to help, knowing that your family may suffer dire consequences?
No, man, I live in the mountains. There are caves. They don't know.
I knew you was going to say about your caves.
Hey, God's bunkers.
Yeah.
Pre-made, ready to move right in.
Yep.
Yep.
I say on that one, hide them in somewhere that's not close to you anyway, so that
Well, see, the thing about caves is once you get underground in the rock, they can't get their no signal gets through. Cell phones don't work. Computers and laptops don't work unless you've got a hot wire running to the outside.
yeah.
Planes, spyware, LiDAR, all that doesn't work in the caves. There is nothing that they have that can penetrate far enough into a cave to pick you up. And there are hundreds and thousands of caves. So it is the best place to be to hide from technology. So yeah, I love my caves. And when's the last time you heard of somebody dying in a cave during a tornado or a hurricane? All of them going to come crashing down.
And then even All American included on the caves that they don't let radiation in.
If you seal up the entrance, which you can do with plastic sheeting and duct tape.
Oh, yeah.
Get away! Go! 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 Get out of here!
He wants to be included. He wants his hair colored.
No, he wants to go play somewhere outside.
Oh. Terminator, what about you? As you put a chip in your mouth.
I got the munchies.
Oh, I know. I know about those. So do you hide your friend or do you not hide your friend?
Oh no, I'd hide my friend. My friend is Tambra. I'd hide her and protect her in any way I could. Believe me.
Yeah. There you go. Shannon?
Yeah, I'd hide them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how that would work anyways if you're allergic to an ingredient in there. I don't know
Go
how
on.
they would. Huh?
I was talking to the dog again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how they would be allowed to give you that vaccine anyway, since you're allergic to an ingredient in it.
Well, the Germans did shit like that all the time.
Yeah.
And don't think America wouldn't either. Wait a minute. They did.
Ones with the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what they did to everybody over COVID. They didn't accept religious exemptions. They didn't accept doctor's notes for kids.
Yeah.
They let you apply for it,
Yep.
and then they turned you down.
Ah.
Yep. Or they let you apply for a little bit of the financial to help during that matter, and then they make you turn around and pay it all back.
But if you remember during COVID, you couldn't go to the doctor unless you had taken it.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to school unless you had gotten it for your kids.
Yep.
You couldn't stay in the army or work as a doctor or a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Even now,
You will not
the
keep
schools
your
now,
job.
if your kids are not vaccinated with chicken pox and all that crap, they're not allowed in school. They send them home.
No. You go to your practitioner. You apply as a religious or personal, except you don't believe in it, and you get a note, and you take it to the school. You have the note put on file. No, you do not have to get those vaccines. They tell you do, but you do not.
No, I know, but
My
the school
child
won't
had
let the
a
child
bad
in.
reaction to the MMR. He woke up autistic. He never took another vaccine. Even in high school, when they tried to get him to take the hepatitis vaccines and stuff, I refused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a friend that her daughter, for one of the vaccinations for school, actually made her slightly paralyzed.
Yeah, you do not have to get those vaccines, y'all. You can go to your doctor and demand that you be given a note to take that you're not going to do it. The Amish do it all the time. The Quakers do it all the time.
Yep.
Mormons do it half the time. So, yeah, you can claim religious exemption or moral objection, and you do not. And you stand your ground.
Yeah. All right. Economic collapse. In 2015, Brazil faced the worst recession in decades due to falling commodity prices and political turmoil. You're a civil engineer, and your company has been awarded a government contract to build a public housing project. However, you discover that the construction materials being used are substandard, putting future residents at risk. Reporting the issue could lead to thousands of job losses in the middle of an economic crisis, but ignoring it endangers lives. Your job will also be in jeopardy, as well as the financial well-being in your family. How would you handle this situation?
This is one of those where the card doesn't have it right. Because if you narc, you die.
Yeah.
If you whistleblow, you die.
Yep.
So you have to understand going in, and they may or may not go after your family. But if you whistleblow, you die. And you're not going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you might whisper in a friend's ear, hey man, stay away from that. Other than that, if you're not a soldier and if you're not morally obligated to blow the whistle, then you're actually morally obligated to keep your damn mouth shut. Each person will have to figure out where they fall in that range.
Yes.
But yeah, you blow the whistle, you die. It doesn't matter who you are, though.
Yeah.
If you're an
Yep.
old person
They don't care.
and you've had a good life, you may blow the whistle and hope that you're going to save your grandbabies.
Going to lay down.
If you're a younger person, you've got a family, you're going to keep your mouth shut because you got a family and they depend on you.
Yep. And you still have a lot of years in you.
Yeah. So it actually comes down to that personal choice. Are you willing to die for your beliefs? Because you will if you open your mouth.
Yep.
Ha-ha. I was ha-ha and the dog. He tried to open the door and he couldn't. We got our doorknob fixed and he can't just barge in anymore.
Oh, yeah.
He will
Yeah.
open it, but he won't shut it.
Oh, yeah.
So we replaced the doorknob so he can't do that.
That's funny. All right, we all answered on that one, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we'll move on. Terrorism, violence, and thought crimes.
My specialty.
On August 24, 2028, a new law has been passed to imprison those who have engaged in what they call hate speech on social media platforms. Immediately after landing on this is in Hawaii. Landing on the island, you are jailed for a post you made 10 years ago. Your attorney asked if you want to plead guilty and spend 3 years in jail or go to trial. If you went to trial, what would you tell the jury? I know what I would tell them. I would tell them that was 10 freaking years ago. Who cares?
They don't care. I'm telling you right now, they don't care. It can be 40 years ago and they'll still nail you for it.
I mean, it was, if this law
I
just,
don't think that way anymore. And we all did stupid shit when we were young, but we grew out of it.
yeah, I mean, people say certain things that it can be called hate speech. And
But the thing about it is whether or not anyone got hurt. I mean, if you're the mean chick in school and some little girl became a shut-in or killed herself or something like that, if you were the direct cause of somebody else's injury, you're going to have to face the music.
yeah,
Yeah.
but people's feelings get hurt. Yeah.
But if it's feelings, well, I don't care about feelings. Facts.
I
don't
mean,
care
it's
about
hate
feelings.
speech on a social media
If
platform.
you were ugly and I called you ugly, get over the fact that you're ugly. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's right there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I said something stupid like 10 years ago at one of my jobs online. I said something like all male managers are mean. And I was told to take down the post. So I did. Because somebody had made a comment saying, but their asses are so good to look at. I'm like, really?
Well, no, your problem was in saying all male bosses are. What you should have said is my male bosses. Narrowed it
True.
down to a specific set of people.
Yeah.
I was overnight manager for maintenance for the Walmart store, and they got a new manager, and because our store was used as a training store, and I went to introduce myself one morning, to let the gentleman know that I was the maintenance manager overnight, and I was getting ready to head out. Be polite, whatever. You get to know who he is and everything. And you know what? He looked. As he was coming down the aisle, he wasn't busy. He wasn't talking to anybody. I went to say hello, who I was. He stopped, put his nose in the air, turned, and went the other way. And I'm really bad with first impressions. So one of the girls in one of the lunchrooms the next evening, they were talking about the new store manager and that. And I said, yep, he's nothing but an arrogant prick. What? and he walks like he's gay. And you know what?
Yes.
She went crying to him, and about 2 days later, he stopped me as I was leaving, and he says, could we have a talk? And I said, sure, whatever. And he said, I hear you don't like me. And I says, well, number one, I went to introduce myself to you, who I was, so that we could get started on a good foot and everything. And you stuck your nose in the air, you turned and you walked away, and you were not busy, you were not on a phone, you were just, and my first impressions of that, you're a prick, you're better than everybody else.
Yeah.
He said, oh, okay. And he says, I hear, I was also told that you think I'm gay. And I said, well, you act like it. So I just said it. And if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, you just did. He said, well, I'm married. I got kids. I have a wife. I'm not gay. I said, okay, more power to you. And he turned around and he said, do you think we could start all over and start on a new foot? I said, sure, no problem. I got no problem with that. Shook his hand and I said who I was, the overnight manager and everything. And from that day on, he did everything in his power to get rid of me. And he couldn't. Didn't like me because he didn't like the honest truth.
And even though he had a wife and kids, does still not mean he ain't gay.
He can still be gay.
Yeah.
I'm not against gay people.
No.
On the thing, I'm not. That's their choice. That's fine. It was just what I said because he pissed me off, and it's the way he looked. So that's why I said it. But they have little rats that like to kiss their ass, and so they can get good marks, and blah blah blah, and yeah.
That's
why I don't work there no more.
Yeah, I mean, with companies like that, you're always going to have, even in small, but it's not as much. But bigger companies, you always have stuff like that.
Yep.
I've got companies where I'm never allowed to go back and work again, ever.
Where?
Crystal.
Huh. Oh, I even have a customer. He was told not to go back to a certain groom shop no more because he told jokes. They were inappropriate jokes.
You can't tell jokes anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I put the president of the company to work during a rush because they sent everybody home because corporate was coming to visit. And then we got 4 tour buses in. I had the vice president cooking fries. I had my regional supervisor flipping burgers. I had the president of Crystal Corporation running food to the lobby tables. I had the manager working drive-through, and I was working the front counter. And I was giving them orders. I didn't wait. When I saw 4 buses pull, I started barking orders like I was still in the Army or something.
Yeah.
That got me promoted. But
Yeah,
then another different regional supervisors came in and I embarrassed them because they were being assholes. That got me banned.
Yep. Because they didn't like the truth.
No.
They never do.
Yep. And then now I can actually go back to work for the Kangaroo Corporation, Circle K. I got a bunch of them fired. I'm the one who blew the whistle on the Wounded Warriors fiasco where they were taking money for the Wounded Warriors program.
Yeah.
And taking vacations in the Caribbean. They were robbing the charity at the corporate level. Mm-hmm. And I called the appropriate people and turned everybody in.
There you go.
And they allowed me to quit without notice. Therefore, I am not barred. Now that all the CEOs, everybody was replaced. A whole new crew in. Now I could go back and file for a job there, but do you honestly think they'll give me one after that?
No.
I mean, I made millionaires lose everything. So even though by law I can go back and reapply and take a job managing there, they're not going to give me a jar. You know that there's a file on me somewhere in the corporate office with a big old black.
Or if they did hire you, they'd make your life a living hell.
No, they can't do that. I'm better at it than they are. I refuse to be cowed. They can call me names. I don't care. I know how to hit a person where it hurts. Young girls are easy. You just attack the way they look. Their vanity is their downfall.
Yep.
You can make them fall, quit, go home, and hide for 6 months if you make the wrong comment about body shape or facial features. It's easy to destroy a young person. Very easy. Older, you just watch them, watch their personal habits, find out where they're insecure, and drive the knife in there. And
Yep.
I already know I'm a tired old white woman who ain't that great looking with a bad attitude. What more are they going to say about me?
Yeah.
My shit's worn out and my give a fuck is gone.
She sounds just like you. Y'all two are so much alike. All right. Next category. Government.
Our favorite.
Yes, one of the favorites. On January 28, 2029, the government has implied a strict policy of forced labor to rebuild the crumbling infrastructure. Your elderly parent is too frail to endure the harsh working conditions, and you must choose between falsifying documents to exempt them from the labor program, risking severe punishment for both of you, or allowing them to be taken knowing that it could result in their death. What would you do in this situation?
Ask them what they wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Hide in the cave.
You didn't say they were senile.
No.
Therefore, if they don't have some form of dementia, if they're clear, have clarity of mind, then they still have free will and it should be their choice.
Yeah.
That's right. No, I
Yes.
agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real good at not making decisions to make decisions.
Yeah. Shannon?
Yeah, I agree with Karen.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have them what do they want to do?
Yep.
You know how we feel about government.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oot 'em, oot 'em, oot 'em, oot 'em.
I like how you said that.
I said oot 'em.
I know.
It's like eat 'em. Oot 'em, oot 'em, oot 'em. No, I'm just saying that to my husband.
Yeah.
Oot 'em, oot 'em, oot 'em, oot 'em.
I like that. That was funny. Well, that was
Gotta make you
all.
laugh.
Huh?
I was about to say,
I said I gotta make you guys laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Karen?
Is Tambra still in the conversation?
I don't know.
I haven't
That's
seen
what
her
she
in
said.
here.
Shoot them all. I'll
No,
answer.
Yeah, that's
she was
true.
hoping
That's
that
what
I could.
would
She was
say.
hoping that I could send her something, her something to her email, but I can't. My old phone won't let me. It won't let me shoot emails out at all
Yeah.
because it's overloaded. The memory, even though I stripped it down, the memory's full, so it won't let me do emails or nothing. I'm just
Y'all,
gonna start
let me
tossing
use her
phones.
for your permission. She can send me y'all's emails in an email, and I can put you on
Yep.
file as a group.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
I
'Cause
don't
got
know.
good equipment.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but when I do send out the email with the link in it, I send it to all y'all all at one time.
Yeah, I see that you send it to all of us, but I can't contact anybody else.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't have anybody else's information in here.
Oh.
You should set her up like you had Yoda set up.
because I've got a good laptop. I've got a great phone. And so when we have little problems like this, if one person can't do it, then maybe I could try from another, you know,
Oh, yeah,
Another way. Yeah.
backups to backups.
yeah. Okay. All right. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, that was all the scenarios for this
Is it
evening.
red?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Even red skin. Hey, red skin.
Hey, that's my granny.
It's all. I
I'm kind of a pink.
love it. Yeah, pinkish.
Color too, y'all.
Just as long as it's not neon.
Nope. I'm red and I'm white and I'm pink.
Yep. Same with me.
Yep.
Right here in the bathroom. There's hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
And,
but that was all the scenarios for this evening.
There's alcohol wipes.
So we went through it, and it's been an hour and 30 minutes now. And I don't know about you ladies, but I had a great evening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about to get hanky. I'm about to go have to stick my head in the sink.
Yeah, you are. So everybody in the chat, thank y'all for joining in. Don't forget to come on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Oh yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If any of you women want to join on the panel for Ladies Night, just email me. The email is in the description of the channel, and I can get y'all to join in on the panel. So we will wrap up our evening with the ladies all saying goodbye in their own special ways. Karen, go ahead.
Bye, ladies. Enjoy the next few days. Take time out for your families, and you're going to see a new me on Thursday.
Terminator.
Everyone, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your ears and eyes open. And prep. Prep spiritually, mentally, physically, any way you can. It means everything the way the world's going today. And go live a life done free.
Shannon, you're up.
I have two prayers, one for the men and one for the women. For the men, this is in James 5, verse 16. The earnest prayer of a righteous person that has great power and produces wonderful results. That's for the men. This is for the ladies. The Lord will redeem those who serve him. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. And that's in Psalm 34, verse 22. I got to put those back.
Awesome. So, everybody, thanks for joining in again.
Yep.
Yep. And Tamara's not on the panel.
No, but see, maybe that's
Yeah, and Tamara,
That
if you're still listening, I will send you a email just to make sure I got it working and the right one. And then, but we did miss you, and hopefully I can get it right and get you on for Thursday. And
Don't forget to send me that email with everybody's email.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, we'll do.
And I will
Do you
email, and y'all can answer and let me know if I've got it right.
Okay. All right, Shannon.
do you review your chat of the live stream?
Yeah.
Because I would review it, because there's somebody that said a comment that kind of is like, really?
I know. I seen that person.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a comment.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that person raised my algorithm.
Ah.
I just like.
What did I do?
You're.
That's what I did.
Oh. All right. So everybody have a wonderful blessed evening, and we will see y'all Thursday.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See you Thursday.
Bye, ladies.